But Mark, I thought you were circumcised.
Not foreskin, honey. Forskolin for fat loss. Boom! Boom! What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com, CEO, MTS Nutrition, Machine Militia. Guys, I'm going to tell you about a fat loss ingredient that's absolutely astounding that I've been using for the last, 15 years to help with thyroid support, but there's so much more to it. And the ingredient is Forskolin. It's the reason I fully dosed it in drop factor. I also have a new non-stimulant fat burner coming in the next 8 to 12 weeks to MTS Nutrition for those who, you know what, sometimes people want to take their stimulants through pre-workouts, but they still want the fat burning effect of a fat burner. So that's why I formulated a non-stimulant fat burner that'll enhance fat loss. Now, Forskolin, when I first started training people, we took it for thyroid support. That's all I knew it did. I knew it was all about thyroid. I knew as you got deeper and deeper into the diet, or you dieted longer and longer, your thyroid on a hypocaloric level would start kind of slowing down. Well, Forskolin did it. Helped people keep losing weight. This is before I even read data. This is just what I knew and what I knew empirically. When I used it, I loved it. I felt great. And the dosing is 25 milligrams 2 times a day, and that's what we have in drop factor. However, you go 75, 100. Why? Because as I'll get into, there's no real contraindications. Just so if I look down, I have notes on this. Why? It's a lot to remember, and I want to make sure I don't mess anything up. So you see me look down, it's because I am making sure I say the right things. I know this stuff, but again, when I say things on video, if I misspeak about one thing, everybody points it out. But there's an article in Tiger Fitness. It is all-encompassing, says everything you want to know about Forskolin, and I will have you link it. I'm going to link it down below. It's the first thing you'll see. But again, I used it for fat loss, okay? For fat loss via thyroid. That's what I used it for. But there's so much as I read into it. One is it's a vasodilator. Now, when you're dieting, and you take caffeine and all that stuff, and fat burners, that could be a vasoconstrictor, which means that vasoconstriction means your veins don't show. You don't have as much blood flow. What Coleus does, it actually enhances blood flow. It's a vasodilator. And some of the most eye-opening effects of Forskolin is from something called cyclic AMP. Now that includes reducing inflammation, reduces blood pressure, anti-glaucoma, prevents platelet aggregation, stabilizes lung health, and establishes a positive entropic action in the heart. So it's essentially very healthy due to its effects on cyclic AMP. But one of the most important benefits from the enzyme is that cyclic AMP stabilizes and stimulates hormones that alleviate all the fat-burning mechanisms within the body. Hence, why this has such great fat loss benefits, because it's supporting, it doesn't directly cause you to lose fat. It doesn't just cut fat off. What it does, it initiates a bunch of actions in the body, a bunch of processes in the body, which makes you burn more fat. So it's used in many weight loss formula. With its structured cyclic AMP, not only does it help the body defend itself against so many mechanisms, it also kickstarts the weight loss process and activates all possible fat-burning mechanisms within the body. Now, when you stack this with things, for example, I have this with caffeine, which obviously central nervous system, caffeine's effect, theobromine, which has its own beneficial effect on fat loss, theacrine, healthy ORAC blend, which is antioxidant, which does aid in fat loss, yohimbe bark, very good formula for fat loss and energy, and coleus is one of the main drivers. Also, in males, it has been shown to raise testosterone levels. But if you're a female and you take this, don't worry about it. It's just in males because there's data on both men and women. Triggers fat-burning structures and improves body composition, which is all ways that you burn body fat and increase lean muscle mass. The reason you're going to increase lean muscle mass is all these benefits of cyclic AMP. So what does Forskolin do? Suppresses appetite, which helps to reduce food cravings, which helps you lose more fat, to intake less food. At the end of the day, it's calories in versus calories out. You take all the cyclic AMP supplements, all the Forskolin, all the yohimbe in the world. If you don't operate a caloric deficit and weight train and exercise, you're going to get crappy results. You're not going to lose fat. You got to do this. Nothing works unless you do, and diet and training are key. It reduces the efficiency of digestion and it increases the metabolic rate, which burns more fat. So in one study, the Forskolin group, I'm going to read this straight up, which had 15 men participating and supplemented with 250 grams of Coleus Forskolin twice a day for 12 weeks. And the placebo group had 15 men taking the same amount of pills that did not have any formula or extract, basically placebo pills. The results were the 15 men in the Forskolin group lost significantly more fat. However, their total body fat did not change. Their body weight did not change. So they dropped a bunch of body fat. Their body weight stayed the same, which means they increased lean mass. So they got leaner and lost more fat. The increase in free testosterone was another group thing that was present in the Forskolin group. Testosterone stimulates the release of fat from fat cells, which is another way to describe fat loss observed in the studies. That's a hypothesis, but I can't really explain it another way. So this also promotes an increase in lean muscle mass. However, the increase was not statistically significant. The study was repeated on women, which showed that Forskolin is good for fat loss, for weight loss in general. It is a great supplement for preventing additional weight gain, losing fat mass, and increasing lean body mass. So this is a great product, a great supplement, great ingredient to have. Now, again, look for a supplement that contains the full dose. For this, it's cool. It's a 20% Forskolin extract at 125 milligrams 2 times per day. So that gives you 50 total milligrams of the active Forskolin. The herb is Coleus Forskolin. Again, click on the link down below, read the article. This is one of the best ingredients you could take for fat loss. I vouch for it. I give it to my clients. I think it works really well. Try it. Let us know how you feel about it. Again, read the article, read up on it, learn about what you take. We put out information based on science. Sometimes we base it on theory, but mostly on science. So if it's something you want to take, read up on it. See if it's right for you. But the fact that there is literally no side effects that have been attributed to Coleus Forskolin has such health benefits, I recommend you take it. I'm Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com, and that's not a game. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and click on the link in the description box below to sign up for the Tiger Fitness newsletter. Within a week of publishing this video, we will give out a $50 gift card to TigerFitness.com to one lucky person who does all of these steps.